Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Savannah Newcomb. I am educator and educator coach here at Aveda Arts in Nashville, Tennessee. I am so excited that I get to spend the next few moments with you discussing our cosmetology curriculum. And I thought no better way than to actually give you a snapshot of what the platform we use for our curriculum called learnaveda.net. So I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to go through each piece, every phase. Now, I will tell you, we have schools in several states, so our hours are going to vary from 1,000 to 1,550. So just check in with your admissions manager to check in for the hours for your state. And I will tell you, being an Aveda alumni as well, I graduated in 2005, and our curriculum has developed and changed every year. So I'm really excited to share that with you. So first, we're going to go through our learnaveda.net, and I've already logged in here, so you should be able to see my screen. And I'm going to be your tour guide and take you through this. What I love about this curriculum, back in the day, if you went to Aveda, you had these books that were like this big and stacked, and so you had to carry that along with your kit. Now everything is online that you can access at any time. With this platform, it's very similar to a social media site. So you have a profile, you can have a profile picture, share a little bit about you. And the really cool thing is so interconnected. All Aveda institutes utilize this platform, so it's consistent throughout, and you can network within the community. With this homepage, we're going to start out with, and at the very beginning, we'll have any news and announcements. So it can be any scholarship contest, anything that's going on within the institutes, and especially this is a really great way to communicate while we were doing remote training during COVID. And underneath here, with this website, I'm going to scroll all the way down. This is where I was talking about social media and how it looks like that platform is you have user contributions, and you can post images that inspire you. It can be something for your portfolio, something that your class has done, and that way the whole Aveda network can see. And with this platform, you also have like you can rate things, like you like it, you can comment. So that's where that social media piece comes through. So we're going to start out with our Learn tab. And what I love about this is that you can access, again, this at any time. So let's say you're in school from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., 9 to 5:30, depending on which state you're in, and you're working with what we call home play. You can access this at home at any device. And this Learn tab has these catalogs that are individualized for cosmetology that we're going to be talking about, which covers hair, skin, makeup, and nails. And what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you a class, and this is the learning path. So over here, you can see all the educators, and you can see all the little students here. I love with their pictures, they're about to graduate soon, that they have their profile image. You can click on their profile. With the learning path, it is subdivided by phases. So we have fundamentals, methods, concepts, fusion, and artistry. And then alongside with each phase, there is Aveda curriculum, and then there's also universal theory curriculum, which sets up for really the why behind everything. So you're going to learn about the anatomy of the body. You're going to learn about what hair and what skin is. There is theory on business skills on all different modules that will coincide with the Aveda curriculum. So first, we're going to start out with fundamentals, which is one of my favorite phases because it's the introduction phase. It really solidifies the commitment that you've come in, you're starting in, and the first week is what we call orientation. So you get to know about this campus, about the curriculum, about Aveda, and of course, you learn a lot about yourself and shifting to this new journey. And so with orientation, there are videos and modules that you'll do. You'll learn some product knowledge. There's a lot of Aveda background. And, speaking of products, I know that you've had a little bit of time today, hopefully, to learn about Aveda and Aveda mission. But with the Aveda products, you're going to get introduction to that at the very beginning because that's what you're working with and learning with. And with Aveda, it's been around since 1978, and constantly Aveda has had the opportunity to really set the bar high because there's so many other products out there. It is in a competitor's market, and all the products are made from flower and plant essences. So they're good for you and good for those around you and for the earth. And the really cool thing, I'm going to share this because I'm so excited about it, is our botanical repair launch that's happening, which is this huge shift. It's been product in the making for 6 years. And with the system, it's really great for anyone that has, I would say, broken hair. So it's a bond builder. So if you've been in the hair salons, maybe you've had color services too, you've heard of bond builders. And what's really cool about this, again, it's made from flower and plant essences, superfoods. And so I'm really excited that that's coming through. So when I talk about like the curriculum shifting every year and the products, they're consistently being made based off demands and of course, mission aligned. So we'll go back into fundamentals. So that's what you're going to learn in for orientation. With fundamentals, you get a piece of really at the beginning of how to speak to people. I know that sounds crazy, but it's building guest relations. It is consulting properly, like the really great questions to ask. And so as a class, like you'll work together with your peers and with your educators, and we'll lead in these conversations to set the bar really high so you can be really successful. And one of the reasons why I wanted to show you Learn Aveda, because I am super proud of our company and the videos that we have to teach alongside with this curriculum. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and dive into the hands-on piece of what you would start with fundamentals. And it starts with styling. And with these videos here, I'm going to share this module here. This is blow dry fundamentals. So I'm going to start playing so you guys can see how intentful these videos are. I'm going to go ahead and mute that so you can hear me, but the camera angles are so great. So with these videos, your educator may assign this as home play. They may coincide it with the lesson, but you can access this at any time. And in fundamentals, you learn alone, just like start out with 10 different styles. In fundamentals, 10 different styles. And that's where you go through this curriculum. You can go back and reassess it. And when I talked about, curriculum shifting, we've had texture curriculum that we've been working with. And now in 2020, we are reinventing it, making sure that we're able to hit with all different hair textures and types, which, as a licensed professional, we need to be able to take care of anyone. And so I'm really proud of our company for shifting with this, and the whole motion of learning never ends. So again, I'm going to keep on going through with this video here so you can see, again, it's just so beautiful. It reminds me like Aveda heaven. It's just put together so nicely. And you, with these modules on Learn Aveda, there's a really great way to hit all learner types. So we have a curriculum that's made off of learners that can learn visually, auditory, kinesthetic. And so our curriculum's set apart for that. And our educators are trained in that because everyone retains and learns information a little bit differently. And just because you may be visual is also a really great scope to help kind of dive in, maybe auditory. So with the curriculum is set up that way, which I really love. Also during class, so let's say you have an iPad, and we're going to get to kits here in a moment. This Learn Aveda head sheet. So this may be something that I would assign to my students, the ones that need to keep their hands busy, because honestly, when you're in this industry, you're probably not the one that loves enjoying sitting down. You like to move around, which is really great because you're going to be doing that. But there's times where you do have to sit down and listen. And so this sheet here may be something I would have my students fill out and go along with the sectioning of the blow dry fundamentals. And then the really cool thing, there's a lot of fun widgets. And so this one, learning connection, so you can like play little games on this curriculum too. And this is a drag and drop. It may be like a multiple choice, fill in the blank. And these are all things you can do during the lesson. And the biggest piece is always sharing. So there are talking points that we can do as class discussions. We may assign you in groups. And then of course, there's the show you can, where you can upload, like for example here, your mannequin and your sectioning, and then like maybe a before and after picture, which is really cool. And there are also lesson challenges for each module. And this is really great to revisit too, because it helps solidify like the information that you learn and you get a grade, which is awesome. And at the end, you can click mark done when you finish, and you get little points. The points just show like how many modules you've been through. Cool. So let's get into kits because I know that's probably some questions you have. We like to call it Kitmas. And with the kits, you get them your first week of school, and the kits are amazing because they hit all different styling brushes. You have all of your hot tools. So you have your Marcel, you have your wand, your flat iron, Parlux blow dryer, which I love. It's such a great tool to learn with. Cutting comb, shears, razors, all of the color supplies, like the professional tools that you would need to learn color and apply color. And then, of course, you get some fun Aveda arts like branded Institute apron and a kit bag. After you get through styling, you will get right into hair cutting. And so with the haircuts, there's 9 haircuts that you learn alone in fundamentals. And this really builds off the foundation of the why, like how to hold your shears, how to look at bone structure. And then those all correlate together. And I literally could sit here and talk to you for like the next 7 hours. So I'm not going to do that. I only have 30 minutes, but I want you to know like how amazing it is. And it's just, you become such a great stylist learning these fundamentals and how this is delivered that way. For those that have been really interested in color, you get color theory, which was one of my favorite days. And color theory goes over just like the basics of the color wheel. So if you've ever been in art class, or maybe that's a hobby you have, getting to know the color wheel, what primary and secondary and tertiary colors are, you're introduced to Aveda color systems, and you learn how to formulate. And then you also use the theory and apply it to your mannequin, and also have model days as well, where you can like actually work on a live human, which is why we're here, right? Then once you complete fundamentals, which depending on your state is a 10-week program, you're going to go back into methods. And methods, that builds off the foundation of everything you learned in fundamentals and then some. So with methods, you will get into more universal theory. You'll get into a Aveda curriculum with hair treatments, which like to call for like a facial for the hair. You'll get into dimensional foil techniques, also balayage, which of course, if you've been looking into this industry for a while, you know that gradient color has been around. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. So you learn this as early on in your second phase, and that foundation is built throughout the curriculum. You'll also be introduced to more cutting techniques. You will get into men's barbering, which is a whole other entity in itself. You're working with clippers, understanding what guards are, using clipper over comb. There's different barbering haircuts that you'll learn in methods, and then you'll continue on throughout the rest of the phase. You'll also get to learn about skin, which is another one of my favorite lessons to teach. So you'll learn many facials. You will learn what makeup is, how to apply makeup. Again, all of these techniques are utilized with the Aveda products. So you'll have that product knowledge that continues to on go. And you'll also have model days too. You also learn manicures and pedicures. So we learn natural nail treatments for manicures and pedicures. Of course, depending on your state, there may be something specific that you need to learn for state board. So just make sure, again, you check with your admissions manager. With the manicures and pedicures, you have a Aveda product that's incorporated for the skin. So again, more product knowledge. You learn lash and brow tinting. And then you'll get into chemical texture services, which goes over anything from perms to relaxers. Right. All right. Now we're going to go into concepts, fusion, and artistry, which these phases really, it makes you feel like a hairdresser. You have classroom time and theory time, but then you get to build off clinic electives. And these clinic electives, what I can say, again, I'm an Aveda graduate, and then working with Aveda, we have advanced education. So these are electives that some stylists will go after they graduate and take these classes because they didn't learn them in school. And you have the upper hand with that. So the electives are broken down. You have color electives, you have cutting electives, there's more advanced makeup application to learn. And I just, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So there's so many things that you can learn. When you get through concepts, like I said, you'll have a little bit of theory, and then you go to the clinic floor, and this will happen for fusion and artistry. And with the clinic floor, our institute is set up like a salon. And that's where I say you feel like you're a real live hairdresser. And the clinic floor is where you're performing services on guests. And so you'll consult with guests, you'll get the desired result, what they're looking for, and your educator's there to work alongside you. So it is this group effort between the guest and the learner and the educator that collaborate together. And the great thing about working on live humans, and I love mannequins, but live humans come with feelings, they come with words. And when I talked about earlier in fundamentals, how we teach you how to talk to people, that's where that actually happens. And so you can do huge transformations. And coming through, over the past several months, we've dealt with a lot of quarantine hair, because with COVID, as we know, our industry was hit pretty hard, and salons and spas were closed down. And so we have guests that are, have been coming in that have like 4 inches of regrowth, or maybe they dived into at home color because they couldn't go to the salon. So we're doing like huge transformations. And the one thing I did want to share with you too, be sure that you check out Aveda Arts Instagram, and also you can check out Aveda Arts Nashville. It displays a lot of our student work. And guys, our students, with the curriculum and what they're given, and with our education team, they are producing salon quality work in school. So that just says a lot about what we're doing here and what can happen for our learners after they graduate. Perfect. So we're going to finish up with concepts. Fusion and artistry are the last phases of the program. And with these, you have theory time. And what that theory will look like, will still be off clinic electives, and also some cultural pieces, something like maybe how to build a resume. We might have somebody from a salon or spa come in and work with us and talk to you on how to build a business. So there's pieces there too. But you'll also learn about state board, and state board is different from every state. That's the regulating agency, which is the piece of paper that you get after you take your test that signifies that you are a licensed professional. And with state board, it varies from state to state. So for example, for Tennessee, our students will go through and they'll do a chemical texture application, color application. They actually work with a acrylic nail. It's actually on one finger. It looks like this. They'll perform a facial and mock waxing all on their mannequins. So again, just check in with your admissions manager, and go ahead and check out your state rules and laws so you can get to know what's required in your state. And then also maybe if you are you're wanting to relocate to after you graduate school, that's also something to look at. One of the coolest things that I love about our curriculum at the end of the phases is there is a photo shoot, and it's called Social Media Project. And when I talk about cultural pieces, we have Tatum Neal that does this social media platform, and really has how social media has evolved and how it is a huge part of you in this industry. It's like your brand, it's how you market yourself, it's the work that you put on. And with the social media projects, at the end, you have an opportunity to get a model. And on this model, you can do whatever you like. Be sure that you speak with your model first. It can be a huge transformation. It can be something softer. You have this photo shoot that you do, and you take the pictures yourself, because even with that social media project, with the social media curriculum, it also goes over like lighting, camera angles. So there's things like in photography that you're learning too, which is it's all part of arts. It's really, really cool. So you put this together, and it's just like that one last hurrah of like, hey, look at me. Like, I've been through all of this, and this is my work. And it's just really, as an educator, it's really exciting to see what our students produce. So once you finish artistry, you're finished. You have completed the curriculum, and that is where you go out into the world, and everything that you learned in school, you advance on. So I think I'm running almost into my time, so I am going to stop here. And I love to ask or answer any questions that you may have, because it's a lot of curriculum that I'm showing at you of like a glance in this short amount of time. So if anyone has any questions, let me know.
If you have something that you want to make or like a brand and y'all thought it was really good, do y'all help make the product and stuff?
Oh, product line to help you
Mhm.
make. We we wouldn't make a product, but the cool thing about learning about product ingredients is you would learn like core ingredients that are used in different product lines. Are you asking if we would help make you or help you make a product line? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like kind of like, have people that or just something that would be able to be put in your line, and it because I have like something that I wanted to make for a long time. It's funny. I don't want to say it, but it's funny, but then it's so cool. Like it's not out there. Like I looked it up, and if the ingredients and all that would be, of course, earthy and stuff. Yeah, do y'all like provide us with the right people to get with, or just whatever?
Well, what I can say is the networking piece of this industry is so huge. So I can't, that's a really great question. I can't say no, but I can't say yes. But what I can say is that as a student with the Veda, because it's such a big network and our company is so large, that you have a lot of great networking opportunities to speak with you. What I can say for sure is your educators will pour into some Aveda love for you and motivate you to do whatever you'd like in the industry. How does that
Okay,
sound?
thank you. Sounds good. Thanks.
Welcome. Any other questions about the curriculum? All right, I think I have, let's see. Thank you very much. Perfect, guys. Well, I'm going to hang tight. If you want to just send me a chat or turn your mic on, use this time, because again, I know it's a lot of information to go over. And with cosmetology, guys, it covers everything: hair, skin, nails, and it's a lot to learn, a lot of great things to learn. And yeah, so I'm here, and if you need anything, I'll be on for the next few minutes.
Can you share with us some of the things that some of the platform artists that you may have seen, such as people that are coming out like on YouTube and they're Aveda graduates like Mono's Hair? What kind of path did they take? What did they do to gain that type of connection within the industry and within Aveda?
Yeah, that's such a great question. Are you looking for platform work? Is that your dream?
I love everything about it. So I don't know where this is going to take me, but I did see that she was an ambassador, especially for the texture line, and I thought that was amazing.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind going that direction. I have to find my niche. I need to learn more about Aveda itself and the products, but I was wondering how she even got to that point, and what connections or what path did she take to be noticed, to
Yeah,
now be such on a corporate level.
absolutely. And I want to talk about networking again, because that's really where it happens. And platform artists, brand ambassadors, it's all about getting your name out there and just talking to people. And so as far as the thing is, everybody's journey is a little bit different, right? And the thing with the passion, and when you put an intent behind everything, that's how it can happen for you. So I'm going to say networking, getting to know people, getting to know the brand, showing your work. And, now I tell you what, technology, it has changed what I felt about this industry so recently going through remote training. There's so many things that you can do to connect with. So I'd say start now, look at platform artists, reach out to them too and say, hey, listen, like I'm going to be a student here at Aveda. What's the pathway I can take? And, look at salons too, because a lot of the platform artists, some of them, they work in the salon and part-time, and then they've hooked up with a photographer or a magazine, depending, again, it's all about location. So I can talk about Nashville. Have you ever been to Nashville, Tennessee?
No, I haven't.
It sounded very southern there. So Nashville is huge in the music industry. So I can tell you, like here at the school, like we've worked with Nashville Fashion Week. That's a huge opportunity to get to know people, to start some platform work. We have had students that have assisted on music videos. So, location and all of that around too. It's just get to know your area and your community, and you can go from there. I hope that answered your question.
Definitely, I get it now. I see how that could have come about. You have to do a lot of research and groundwork and promoting yourself for someone to believe in you, and that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just have like the speaking to people, like you have to be able to communicate with people really well too, and it will go from there.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question. I appreciate it. Does anyone else have anything? Perfect. All right. Well, I have a few more moments, so I will be here, and just reach out if you need anything.
What were some of I don't know, I guess when you're dealing with a guest or you want to call a client, when you're dealing with color and cutting, I know that can be like the scariest thing for everybody. Is there any pointers or tips you can give in, checking your work or finding, different ways or innovative ways to keep up with the times and make sure that your guests are happy? Because there's a lot of rebuttals that you'll come across dealing with color and cuts, especially. Is there anything that you can give that helped you along your journey?
Yeah, you know what, learning from mistakes. And I know that sounds kind of simple, but I will tell you, because I'm an esthetician too, so I've worked in all different parts of the human body, and working with the public, that is one thing. Things are going to happen. You may make a mistake, mess up. The biggest thing is learning from that. And what will help you while you're in school, school really gives you that confidence, because school is it's a place to mess up. So like, let's say that you have, so the guy that cuts my hair, he charges things like $100 haircut. Tennessee, right? And he probably wouldn't want to make as many mistakes. And when you're in school, the whole piece, what I talk about the clinic floor too, is that your educators work with you to make sure there's a good technical plan, and they show you like how to cross-check your work, and they make sure that everything is good before the guest leaves. And I will always say we have our guests are amazing, but we're working with the public. You always have those keyboard heroes. Do you know what I'm talking about? A keyboard hero.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the reviews here or there will add in. So really at the end of the day, at the end of the service, they may have been like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is great. And then they get home and someone comments, on their hair. I'm like, oh no, I hate this. I'm going to do this. So the biggest thing, like school, learn from your mistakes. That's what's helped me a lot, because I have definitely, I've taken some hair off where I shouldn't have. I have cut hair the way I shouldn't have, and just growing and learning from it. And the thing with our company too, it's on our walls, which I love, is that learning never ends, and it doesn't. And that's how you stay relevant. With our beauty schools, what I can say to you about this curriculum is ever evolving. I mean, the things that I learned back in the early 2000s, helped me as a foundation, but what it's spun out to is it's amazing. So make mistakes, learn from them, utilize school for coaching, and then that way it'll help with kind of conflict resolution too in the future.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Which school are you looking to go to?
I am attending the Baton Rouge location.
Awesome. So Louisiana, very cool. I love Louisiana. That is great. Well, thank you again for your questions too. I am so excited for you and your journey.
Thank you so much. I've done a little of the groundwork, and I definitely believe, that starting from within in your own life, it'll, definitely create a different environment and experience when you start there. So I've been looking into the Ayurvedic way and the history of it and everything, and I just want to apply it to my life so that it becomes first nature. That when I get out on the floor, it'll just shine through. So I'm really excited to go through the program.
Love. I can hear like a passion in your voice giving me goosebumps. I love it so much. And yeah, and with the Veda too, it just it teaches you how to be a good human, and the power of touch is so amazing. And it's the way that you can connect with people too and make them feel good about themselves inside and out. That's pretty powerful. So I'm so happy for your journey.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out and talking to us.
Absolutely, guys. Well, it looks like my time is up. So thank you again for taking time out of the afternoon to learn more about the cosmetology program. Again, reach out to your admissions managers. Good luck. I can't wait to welcome you all into our Ayurveda Arts family. Bye.